Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I did take 2 trades this morning with APRE. I have them all on video. We're going to go over it right now, but this is going to be a bit of an unusual one. I was using the thinkorswim charts, and I was using the Webull active trade widget to take my entries and exits. So I just kind of assumed that the Webull charts would be glitchy this morning because they have been lately. It turns out they weren't, and I'll show you all of that in the video. But the idea was to use TD Ameritrade's thinkorswim just like I use my multi-chart page in Webull, and it worked out okay. But you know, I got to tell you, and this could just be for my lack of experience with thinkorswim, but the chart navigation feels extremely slow and clunky. My typical thing is, you know, I'll put a ticker symbol up. Let's just go with one that I haven't touched today, and I don't normally trade this, but it's just a ticker symbol I know. So let's say I wanted to trade Boeing for some weird reason. First of all, I got to switch the time frame to the 1 minute. There's probably a way you can set that up, and then you know, to be at the 1 minute time frame. Now I have to go and click this little hand thing just so I could drag it around, and with Webull you can immediately drag it around. Then the other thing is with the scroll wheel in Webull, you can zoom in and out. If I use the scroll wheel, it just goes back and forward. I know that you can zoom in with the arrow feature. I don't really like that. Also, this zooming is really bad because it kind of zooms in huge increments in or out, and it doesn't move to it doesn't zoom into the center of the chart. So if I line up the price action as center as possible and I click zoom, you would think it would zoom into that area, but it doesn't. It kind of zooms to the left. So I guess you would have to maybe have this as left as possible and then zoom in. Yeah, that would be the only way. So anyway, it's just extremely clunky. And then the other thing is, you know, if I want to mark a level on the chart, normally I would right click in Webull. Here, the best way to do it is to go up here, and there's no horizontal line, but there is a price level. So let's say I want to mark out a price level. I have to use this thing and put 2 points on the chart, and then I can't grab it and drag it around or change the color or anything like that, at least as far as I can tell. So again, I may be missing stuff. I'm not a thinkorswim expert by any means, but all this stuff just seems 10 times easier in Webull. I'll show you right now live with my chart set up. We'll do the same thing. I'll show you this message in just a second too. That's pretty important. So let's say I want to put Boeing on the chart. There it is. Zoom in or out very easily with my scroll wheel. I can move things around. Let's see, what else did I do? Then I put a horizontal line on the chart. Right click, drawings, horizontal line. If it's not where I want it, I could drag it around anywhere. I can change the color of it. So everything is just kind of quicker in Webull. The scaling, you know, I don't know. At least that's my take. Again, if I spent more time with thinkorswim, I might find ways to do that just as quickly. So I don't want to say for sure that it's quicker. But again, those are the reasons why, you know, I'm fighting to try to get Webull to fix this chart glitch, because everything just works so well and the executions are fast. The hotkeys are great. You're going to see that in the video right now. So let's go over to the video. And you'll see, so here's my active trade widget that I had set up, and I was using my Webull screener that I use every single day to pick stocks. I had that open on my laptop. So let's see. So we started with APRE, and I missed my first entry, which was triggered right here because I believe this candle was above the high of the previous session. So that would have been my first entry. And as long as the price doesn't come down below this level, I could have taken an entry. But it's too high at this point. I need it to come back down to where I would have wanted to get in. So that's what I was looking for right now. By the time it did start to come back down, it kind of flushed hard, and I didn't even get a chance to put in an order. It was already like 10 cents lower than where I wanted to get in. So I just watched the chart, and then eventually it broke down below point A of the ABCD pattern, so it was no longer tradable. There was a couple other stocks that met my screener criteria, but they were all trading below their previous high, so no entries to take there. So it was pretty much a slow day. And then what happened was, since it was so slow, I decided, let me check Webull's charts and see how they're going, because there's no entries that are going to be triggered anytime soon. So I open up Webull at this point, and I pull up APRE, so this is the #1 volume traded stock, and I start watching it on a single chart. This is on the 1 minute time frame. I'm just looking for those candlestick glitches, which are very obvious when they happen, because what ends up happening, if you watch the previous videos I made about it, you'll see the candlesticks kind of form and then disappear, and then wicks will form and disappear and then reappear. So that's what I was looking for. And also when it transitions to the next 1 minute candle, it always seems to glitch there, and the previous candle changes right after. So that's what I was looking for, and you're going to see that right now there. So that new 1 minute candle formed perfectly. This candle didn't change. Everything is looking like it's working properly, and I checked a couple more candles and the same thing. I saw everything. I'm going to fast forward here. Everything was moving great, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to close thinkorswim and stick with Webull for this morning because everything looked normal. I would have already seen a few glitches if things were the same as yesterday. I did check the high on thinkorswim and made sure that it matched the high of Webull on that stock, and it did. So I figured I was pretty safe with trying to look for trades with Webull. So I went to my normal 9 chart setup here on Webull, and again I missed an entry here. This candle broke out above the previous one, but I would have been stopped out. But anyway, this is still a valid ABCD pattern as far as my strategy is concerned. So I'm looking for the next entry, which is the next time a 1 minute candle makes a new high. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and I'll show you the entry that I took, and I'll show you the speed that the execution happened using the hotkeys. And again, there was no candlestick glitches this entire time. So here, this is where I'm getting ready to enter the stock. I'm hovering over this candle, has a high of 744. As soon as I see, let me back it up a little bit because I can see it just broke. As soon as I see 745 or better, I trigger my hotkeys. So you're going to see the price go above 744, and then you're going to see a little flash up here. That means I triggered my hotkeys, and then within a second or less, you're going to see the order, the position order bubble pop up, as well as my profit target and stop loss. And look at how quickly that happens. This is all in real time. I'm going to press play right now. So watch the price. There, broke above. There's the flash, and there's my position order. All of that quickly. So there was a little bit of delay on my part after the price broke above to hit my hotkeys. I hit them as soon as you saw that flash, and then, you know, that had to be like a quarter of a second at my best guess that it took for the position bubble to pop up. And I wanted to get like 745. It actually got 744, so it was a near perfect entry. And then my strategy says that I have to bring my stop loss up to the low of the previous candle, and I can do that by just dragging these bubbles. And I think that's not a feature that's available in thinkorswim as far as I know. I've watched a lot of live trade videos with thinkorswim, and I've never seen anyone drag those orders around. I know you can drag it on the price ladder, but this is much more intuitive and quick to me, and less prone to error because I'm looking at the chart. I've clicked on the chart, and I know exactly which orders I'm moving around, because sometimes I'll have like 6 trades going at one time on this setup, and it's very easy to keep track of things because of the way Webull works. So the other thing is I was able to move my stop in place very quickly as the price was coming down against, you know, was threatening to stop me out. We'll go back and look at that one last time. So as soon as I got in, the price started to flush, and that's a very dangerous time to be in a trade. And you can see I can move my stop up very quickly to the appropriate level and not need to worry about taking a huge loss if this thing flushed down really fast against me. And then just as quickly I can move my profit target in place. So those are the features that I love about Webull. And today, again, you know, the charts were working perfectly. If it worked like this every day, there'd be absolutely no issue. So that's the one thing that Webull has to really fix is make it so that at least 99% of the time the charts work like this. I don't expect any platform to work 100% of the time. None of them do. Lightspeed, eSignal, definitely not thinkorswim. They all have glitches from time to time, but having these candlestick glitches as often as Webull does is unacceptable, especially now that they've been at this for more than 3 years now. So this is at least the third iteration. Well, yeah, the third iteration of the desktop platform since I've started trading with them back in 2020, May of 2020. I started with the 3 dot whatever version, and then they came out with the 4, and this is the 5th. This is version 5 now. So I'll just fast forward and show you this trade. This trade stopped me out, which again, not really a surprise with the way things have been going lately. We're at all-time highs, and the market has been very unstable. So let me just show you that getting stopped out in real time so you could see just, how quickly everything worked today. Let's see here. So it's at 729, 726, 724, and then boom, my orders are gone. The notice is right there. I still have, it looks like I have thinkorswim open now, but I've got some stuff open in the background, like my screen recorder. So it's pretty impressive that when Webull is working the way it should, how quickly it works. So let's go. I did take one more trade, but this was an incorrect trade on my part because, again, I'm supposed to wait for the 1 minute candle to make a new high. And I got in my head that the price that I needed to see was 718, but that was actually the high of the candle. So I needed to see 719. So you'll see me get in. But again, everything happened super quick. No candlestick glitches whatsoever. Just trying to get it in real time. So there, I saw 718. You saw the little flash, and then my order went in super quick. And at this point, I already realized, like, whoops, I shouldn't have made that entry. But once I've entered a trade, whether it was by mistake or not, I just follow my rules, which say set my stop loss to the low of the previous candle, and then put my profit target at 2 times my risk. Because even sometimes incorrect entries will work out, so there's no reason not to at least give it a chance. And all my risk is always very low because I'm trading on the 1 minute chart. So I think the risk on both of those trades was like 2-point-something%. So extremely low risk trades. And I'm also trying to just check the functionality of Webull today. So not so much about the strategy. So let me just show you that in real time. So I get stopped out over here. Pretty quick flush. So here we go in real time, 703, 702, and boom, there's my order. It's gone. So everything was working super smooth today in Webull. And this line marks out the failure of the ABCD pattern. So as soon as the price comes down below that level, I can no longer look for a trade, and that happened in just a moment. Fast forwarding here. So right now the price would have to come back up above this level in order for me to look for a trade, and it's just about 10 o'clock. So nothing happened. And then I was checking my messages with Webull because they did send me a message this morning saying that they're still working on the fix. So at least they're keeping me updated. It seems like they're taking this very seriously. It was kind of interesting, though, that the charts were working perfectly. So I don't know, maybe something happened between 8:39 and the open. They changed something, or I don't know. But everything was working great today. Just needs to do that regularly. So the last thing I did in this video was just move my stop up in my SPXL swing trade. So we seem to be doing well in that trade. I mean, we are doing well in that trade. The price action is pretty weird. It just kind of seems to just keep heading higher, which is fine because the higher it goes, the more money I make on this trade. But it's doing it in very choppy fashion. So at any day, in a day or two, this thing could just come crashing down and stop me out. But I've been saying that for a while, and it just keeps on trickling up. So we'll see where this thing ends up. So anyway, I think I went through everything. I'll show you that message from Webull one more time live here. Make sure there's nothing. Yeah, this is the last thing they sent me. So they're still working on it. But again, everything seemed perfect today. So not sure what was different today. So let me know if you traded with Webull this morning, how the charts were working for you, if it seemed to be working normally, or if you had any glitches, because you could see on my end, everything looked perfect today. So that's it for this video. As always, whether you're testing out your platform, testing a new strategy, always go into every trade with a plan. Stick to your plan no matter what. Always take your stops, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.